Hello friends at home. In this video, I'm going to be doing today's math lesson with you. We are going to begin chapter 16 today, which starts on page 593 in your math books. 16.1 is called Pennies and Nickels. And before we dive into our book and learn about pennies and nickels, I want to read you a couple stories about pennies and nickels, show you some pennies and nickels, and we can talk a little bit about the penny and the nickel. So I'm going to set my pages aside for a minute, and here I have, these are some, they're actually just toy play money nickels. So one side of the nickel looks like this, and the other side looks like this. And I also have, these are real nickels here. This is what real nickels look like. Okay, and a nickel is worth 5 cents. So if something cost 5 cents, I could give you a nickel, and that would pay for it. Or I could give you 5 pennies, right? Which leads me to our penny. These are the play money or the pretend pennies. And then here I have some real pennies as well, so you can kind of see how they look. Pennies are most recognizable because pennies have this copper color, where all of our other coins have this silver color to them, okay? So pennies are the ones that look like this. They are 1 cent each, and nickels are the ones that look like this, and they are 5 cents each. So let's learn a little bit about the penny before we start doing math with pennies, and then we'll learn a little bit about nickels as well. So this story is called All About Coins, Pennies. All about pennies. This is a penny. A penny is a coin worth 1 cent. Everyone say 1 cent.
1 cent.
President Abraham Lincoln is on the front of the penny. He was the 16th president of the United States. Here's a real picture of him. President Lincoln was put on the penny in 1909 to celebrate what would have been his 100th birthday. So when we look at the penny and we see that face on the penny, that is the 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. Why are pennies bigger than dimes? That's a great question. You know, the dime is the tiniest coin. So when coins were first made in 1793, a dime was made of silver, and it was made of the size of its actual value. So it was worth 10 cents in silver. But if a penny had been made its real value in silver, it would have been way too small. And they didn't want anything smaller than that, because it would have been 1/10 the size of a dime. So instead, pennies were made with copper or zinc, and that's why they're bigger than the dime. Pennies are made at the United States Mint. This is in Washington, D.C., and when our 8th graders get to go on their trip to Washington, D.C., they get to go in and tour the U.S. Mint. I've been inside. Has anyone here been inside the U.S. Mint in Washington, D.C.? Have you been there, Austin? Awesome. So how much is a penny worth? Here we have stacks of pennies. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 pennies. And 100 pennies equals $1. So every dollar you spend is 100 cents. So every time you get 100 pennies, you have a whole dollar. So if something costs $5, you would need 500 pennies. Okay, oh, let's not flirt. 25 pennies equals 1 quarter. So if you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 pennies, you would have 25 cents or a quarter. 10 pennies equals 1 dime. So 10 cents is a dime. And 5 pennies equals 1 nickel, which is the other coin we're learning about today, because a nickel is 5 cents. Connor, I see your hand up, but I'm going to wait till I'm done with the story. So if you want to rest your hand, you can. In the 1960s, many stores sold candy for just 1 penny. It was called penny candy. Wouldn't that be nice to be able to go in today with just 1 penny and get candy? There's not much you can get for a penny today. Finding a penny on the ground is considered good luck. So if you ever see one laying on the ground, see a penny, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck. Pennies used to look different than they do today. So this is a penny from the early 1900s. This was called a wheat penny. Some people like to collect old coins. Do you know anybody that likes to collect old coins? I do. So put your pennies and other coins in a piggy bank and watch how quickly your savings can grow. So how much is a penny worth, friends? 1 cent. Now let's read about nickels.
Did you make this book?
No. Connor, what's your question?
So you know how copper is kind of like metal and stuff?
Yeah, copper is metal.
It's like, you know when the roof right there?
Yes.
On the church, it is
made of copper, yes.
Copper. What is the true color of a penny?
That is the true color.
Before it was made of copper and turned into
No, this is the color of copper. What happens to copper is when it gets wet and rain and salt and snow and cold and hot, it turns that green color. But this is the true color. Okay? All right. So this is a nickel. This is the front of the nickel. And this is the back of a nickel. A nickel is worth 5 cents. How much is a nickel worth? 5 cents. President Thomas Jefferson is on the front of the nickel. So when you see the nickel, that is Thomas Jefferson. He was the 3rd president of the United States. Who was the first? Beckett? George Washington. Good job. So this is a real life picture of Thomas Jefferson. And here he is on the nickel. It says President Jefferson was put on the nickel in 1938 to honor his many achievements as one of our nation's founding fathers. So why are nickels bigger than dimes? Well, if a dime is 10, why is it smaller than a nickel that's 5? Great question. When coins were first made, the dime was made of silver, the actual value, 10 cents. If a nickel had been made, it would have been too small. So for the same reason as the penny, the nickel had to be smaller. Nickels are made of metals called nickel and copper. They didn't want to make it the exact same size as a penny, because if it was the exact same size as a penny, when you reach in your pocket, they would all feel the same. So they made it a little bigger. Okay? Nickels are made, United States Mint, in Washington, D.C.
Fly all the way to Washington.
Yeah. So how much is a nickel worth? Well, let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So 20 nickels equals $1. So if something cost $1, you could either pay with $1, 100 pennies, or 20 nickels. Okay? 5 nickels equals a quarter. So if something costs 25 cents, you could either pay with 5 nickels, 1 quarter, or 25 pennies. 2 nickels equals a dime, right? Because 5, 10. And then look at this one. 1 nickel is 5 pennies. During the 1960s, you could buy a scoop of ice cream for just 1 nickel. Now it's like $5 for an ice cream cone. In 1931, there was a shortage of coins. This is kind of a cool fact. So the wooden nickel was created and used for a short time. Now wooden nickels are used as souvenirs and prizes, but they actually had wooden nickels. There was money made of wood.
I used to have one.
Did you? Yeah, coin collectors like to get their hands on those. Nickels used to look different than they do today. This is a nickel from the early 1900s known as the Buffalo nickel. Yeah, these are still in circulation. So sometimes if you look through your money, you might be able to find one that looks like this. Some people like to collect old coins. So put your nickels and your other coins in your piggy bank and watch how quickly your savings can grow. All right, so now that we have read about pennies, everybody, how much does a penny equal?
1 cent.
And how much does a nickel equal?
5 cents.
Awesome. Now we're going to go back to our books. You should have them open in front of you. And we're going to do some adding with pennies and nickels. So it says, Otto says that a penny has a greater value than a nickel. And Kai says the nickel has a greater value than a penny. Who is right? Mateo? Dominic, who's right? Otto says a penny's worth more. Kai says a nickel's worth more. Who's right? What's worth more, a penny or a nickel, Dominic? A nickel. So Kai is correct. Okay? So here they're showing that you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies to equal 1 nickel. So Kai is right. A nickel has a greater value. So here it says write the value. So all you're going to do, a penny is how much? 1 cent. A penny is how much? 1 cent. A penny is how much? Okay, and keep doing this for each penny. Write 1 cent, 1 cent, 1 cent. And then add them all up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And put your total. So 1 cent plus 1 cent plus 1 cent plus 1 cent plus 1 cent equals 5 cents. So you have 5 cents in your jar. So everyone go ahead and do that one now. And then you can turn the page and go to the top of 594. Emma, how much is the penny worth? 1, so put 1 cent. Emma, how much is a penny worth? 1, so put 1 cent. Emma, how much is a nickel worth? 5, so put 5. And Sage, add them up. 7 cents all together, so you can put 7 cents in your jar. Beckett, do the next one for us. A nickel is, so put 5 cents. 5 cents. 1 cent. 1 cent. And Blake, how many is that all together?
12.
12 cents. How many of you are like, this is so easy peasy? That's good. It means you guys are good at it. All right. So John has 4 pennies. Tim has 2 nickels. So how much does each person have? Start by writing John on the first line, Jon. And John has 4 pennies. So how much money does he have? John has 4 pennies. How much money does he have?
4 cents.
4 cents. Good job. So everybody put John has 4 cents. And on the next line, we're going to write Tim. Tim has 2 nickels, Connor. So how much money does Tim have?
He has, well, basically,
Stop.
2 nickels equals 10 cents.
Excellent. So Tim has 10 cents.
Because 5 plus 5 equals 10.
This one says, how many pennies have the same value as 2 nickels? So if I have 2 nickels, Connor just told us it's 10 cents. So how many pennies would equal 2 nickels, Noah? If 2 nickels is 10 cents, how many pennies would I need to have 10 cents? 2 nickels is 10 cents. So how many pennies would I need to equal 10 cents? 10. Good job. So 10 pennies equals 2 nickels. Let's go now to the top of the next page. This is just going over the value of pennies and nickels, but I think you guys have gotten to be experts on it. The first one here they did for us. It was 1 cent. You can trace them. Plus 1 cent. Plus 1 cent. Plus 1 cent. All together was 4 cents. So there are 4 cents in the piggy bank. Ava June, how much is a nickel worth? 5 cents. How much is a nickel worth?
5.
How much is a nickel worth?
5.
How much is a nickel worth?
5.
All right, Ava June, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, so that's 5. 10, 15, 20. How many cents do I have? 20 cents all together. So you can put 20 cents in the jar. 4 nickels is 20 cents? All right, Victoria, top of 596. How much is the first coin worth? 5 cents. Good job. How much is the next one worth? That's 5 cents? Look at it. How much is that coin worth? That's a penny, right? So how much is a penny worth? 1 cent. Good job. How about the next one? Uh-huh. How about the next one? Uh-huh. And the next one? Yup. How much is that all together, Victoria? Start with your 5. And then count 6, 7, 8, 9. So how much is it all together? 9 cents. 9 cents. Isaac, do the next one.
1, 1, 1, 5, 5.
1, 1, 1, 5, 5. And how much is that all together?
13.
13 cents. Good adding.
Isaac is so bad.
Blake, Jack has 3 pennies. Kyle has 3 nickels. Who can buy a sticker for 12 cents? So Jack has 3 pennies. So he has 1 cent, 1 cent, 1 cent. So how much does he have, Blake? 3 cents. And then Kyle has 5 cents, 5 cents, 5 cents. So how much does he have? 15 cents. So if there's a sticker on sale for 12 cents, who can buy it? Kyle can buy it because Kyle has 15 cents. Would you rather have 2 pennies or 2 nickels?
2 nickels.
And tell me why. Drew?
Because it's more worth than a penny.
He'd rather have 2 nickels because it's worth more. It'd be 10 cents instead of 2 cents, right? All right, good job, friends at home. Tomorrow we will talk about dimes and quarters. For now, have fun with your pennies and nickels. Bye.